Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, your reading for the week ahead. A glorious, glorious week to be had. When I laid the cards down, we have all of this yellow, four cards in conjunction, in tandem, all with this bright sunshine yellow. Lovely to see. Yellow to me is always about optimism, hope, expansiveness, brighter days ahead. It's almost impossible to have a depressive yellow. And the fact that we have Blue Monday around this time, it's really nice to see that you won't be feeling those energies too strongly or too much. I'm going to start with the quote unquote warning. It's nothing untoward, it's nothing bad. The only slight fly in the ointment is the Seven of Swords. Interesting that we still have this yellow. So again, it doesn't seem to be undermining the joy to be found within your week. But the Seven of Swords is the Lord of Unstable Effort. An interesting card. You don't quite know what he's up to. Is he stealing things? Is he moving things? What is he looking towards? Why is he looking in one direction and moving one direction? But whatever he's up to, undoubtedly, it's up to no good. Now, that's not to suggest that you'll be doing anything criminal or anything untoward this week, Leo. Hopefully not, anyway. But there's a couple of things. One is make sure that your decisions and actions are aligned. I often see the Seven of Swords as the card that's quite distracted. It's this slightly magpie energy of, oh, that looks shiny, so we can get distracted quite easily. So guard against that this week. Ensure that, okay, I'm remaining focused on my task rather than being titillated or kind of distracted, is the only word that I can really use, by things that are going on around me. It's also interesting in its placement because you can see that it's looking away from the Empress card towards the King of Pentacles card. And the Empress card is a card of abundance. It's a card of creativity. Her trump number is 3, which is the number of growth. It is about things being born into the world. This is a message that I was giving to Taurus as well, that it's a great time to make our wishes, our hopes, our dreams into a reality. We're moving away from the festive break now and into this time of, okay, what do I want 2025 really to encompass? If you set an intention, if you had a word for what you wanted your 2025 to be, this is a great time to remember that, to evoke that energy as well. If you haven't thought about things in those terms, it may prove really, really useful to think, okay, if I had to summarize 2025 in a word, what would I want that word to represent? And particularly if it's about what do I want to bring into my life? It's really nice to see. But the Seven of Swords is getting distracted by the King of Pentacles, and particularly this big, bright, shiny thing that he holds in his hand. Now, that sounded a bit rude, didn't it? But this is kind of twofold. One is please, please, please don't make your decisions based on finances this week. It can be a consideration, of course it can, but it shouldn't be the driving force, particularly if it is taking you away from something you inherently instinctively know that you should be doing. Don't like that word, but that you're feeling called to do. Particularly if it is around creation, about bearing into the world something that you've wanted to do for quite some time. It's you may find that you're at this crux point of, oh, well, I wanted to do that, but this is on the table, and that's more that has more financial promise, or that pays better, or oh, actually, that could seemingly lead to bigger and better, brighter things. And there's a danger that that might trip you up, or that the grass isn't always greener, or that the gold ring is actually made from brass. So please be careful that you're not allowing financial considerations or what is bright and shiny to be the thing that distracts you, because it may get you into some hot water. This is also, as I mentioned before, a bit of a magpie energy as well. So there can be a tendency towards faddiness. Therefore, a slight reiteration of what I said, but in a different way. Don't abandon your long-term plans and your long-term ambitions for short-term success. That's really, really key here. There's just a real sense of materialism coming up again and again and again, and there being some quite attractive offers on the table, but I wouldn't necessarily take that at face value. Don't get distracted by what is shiny and what looks promising. But it's great. You've got the Magician card here as well. Nice to see in conjunction with the Empress. The Magician card is the strikes of inspiration, the strikes of genius, or being ingenious. And having all of the suits in front of him, so being able to do whatever he wants to do. So this is a really good time to be tuning into your inspiration, tuning into those bolts out of the blue. Pay particular attention to what you instinctively feel is right, or put in perhaps a better way, sometimes when I'm being creative or doing artwork, it's those times where I get those flashes in my mind, and they're very fleeting. They're almost, it could be easy to miss, but actually they have real value. And if I follow that, ultimately it's the intuition, or actually kind of channeled. It's more channeled, I suppose, particularly with the lemniscate above the magician's head. So it's not so internal. It's like those ideas that seem to just drop into our head, usually from the universe, from our guides, from our higher self. But pay particular attention to those, because there's real gold in that. It's a nice way to describe it. Gold is not found in the material world this week. It's found more in those strikes of inspiration. So there's a call for trust that, okay, it looks as though that's the right thing, but my instincts or my inspiration is telling me this is the right thing, so I'm going to go to that instead. So it's not quite a crossroads, but it's looking in one direction but being pulled in another. And if that pull is more around what your inspiration is telling you is right, then follow that. Finally, we have the King of Cups, so a great week for following your heart. Also an important week to be generous of spirit. There may be those around you that are feeling a little bit heavy, feeling a little bit with this seasonal affective disorder, or just, this time of the year can be challenging for a lot of people. And here is a reminder, Leo, to share your love, to share your courage, to share your uplifting nature. But overall, a really, really, really great week. Lots of abundance, lots of things coming into fruition this week. So really nice to see. If you're wanting more, be sure to check out your rising sign and your moon sign. As ever, if you're not sure how to do that, then visit the website. But until next week, have a fabulous, fabulous next 7 days, and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.